friends, welcome back, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Rebecca, never Becky, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this look. And if you're interested in seeing how I create it, then please keep watching. Don't forget to like this video and comment below. It's so important when you guys engage with me, so I know that you guys are liking this kind of content that I'm giving you guys. And you know, I get to just interact with you guys, get to know you a little bit more as you get to know me, so we can really like get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You guys can see in the title, I'm gonna be talking about the woman you want to be, and it really hit home with this title that I kind of like thought about, because I've been struggling with, you know, letting go certain like old behaviors, and I really hope this helps you guys and kind of develop the person you want to be for the future, not right now. The person you are right now is like, you know, they're still learning and you're growing, and you're still developing the person that you think you want to be. We don't know, because we're always changing as we get older. So I say all that, you know, hoping that this is going to help one person out there that feels where I'm coming from, that understands that, you know, we're gonna keep going through different stages in life, and I want to be able to just kind of like show you guys, you know, my little side of the world and things that I've had to overcome, and get to this point where I'm comfortable talking to you guys the way that I do now, and how I had to grow and really be the woman that I see myself. So if you're interested, again guys, don't forget to engage with me and like this video. But I'm going to show you really quick ways to like kind of like put on your foundation in the meantime of talking about that. I'm not going to be using a lot. I'm actually going to try and be like very minimum with my products today. And I saw this method, and I'm going to see if I can execute it with you guys. Kind of show you guys a new method of how. By the way, I did moisturize my face. So if you're going to do this technique, please just get some type of moisturizer. This is the one that I use. I don't know if you guys can see it well. Sorry if the light is like, you know, making it hard for you guys to read, but this is the one that I use, and I just put it on like a few minutes before you know, my primer. So I have a primer on. The one that I have is by Elf, the putty one, so nothing new there. But what I am gonna do, guys, is just to like kind of minimize how much makeup I'm gonna be adding today, is I'm just gonna take some concealer and hit these little like dark spots that I have and cover them up. Okay, I'm letting this dry a little bit. Sorry, I was wrestling with my light. It was a little off, and so I'm trying to get better with my lighting. So sorry about that. So I'm letting this dry a little bit, and now I'm gonna just like get the beauty blender that I got from Elf, and just staple it into the skin. So to get back to the topic at hand, you know, a lot of us women, and something I have noticed even within myself, you know, I'm about to be 32 next week, so things that I've noticed like growing up is that when in my 20s I just did not know who I was. Like I really didn't. And it's okay to admit that. You know, I feel like so many people want you to be something that you're not, and you're never gonna figure out who that person is until you start really digging deep and figuring out who you are. And I'm learning that I really do want to become successful. I'm understanding that it's hard to reach those goals if I have certain types of people around me. If you're going to distract me or get in my way or think that we're competition amongst each other, like I don't need people like that around me at all. I need people that are gonna uplift me. So I think it's really hard to know who you are when you're always surrounding yourself with other people. I think women in your like early 20s, like early 30s, as myself, we really like, and not just like women in general. I really feel like it's women in general, because sometimes depending on how your environment has been majority of your life, you're not going to have a sense of who you are for a very long time if you're always surrounding yourself with people and not giving yourself time away to figure out who you are, go where I want to be. If you're not doing any of that, like, I just kind of don't see the point of us being around each other. And I say that because, you know, when you're trying to find yourself, you have to be able to disconnect with people for a while and get centered. I truly believe that with all of my heart. You are not gonna ever know who you are if you are always around other people. You're always trying to figure out who you are, and sometimes you just need to get around yourself and be comfortable with who you are. I'm going in with my cream bronzer, and I'm just kind of like giving myself, I'm not really trying to contour too much right now, but I do want to go ahead and focus on giving myself shadow, really keep this makeup light. But back to what I was saying, guys, I got a little distracted, sorry. We get lost in, you know, if we, even for myself, I'll just use myself as an example, because, you know, I don't know everybody and I don't know everybody's circumstances, so I can't, you know, really comment on that. But, you know, there was a time in my life where not necessarily like I was selfish to like an unbelievable degree. I was a right amount of selfish that I needed to be for being in my 20s. But one thing that I did realize very quickly coming out of my 20s was that, you know, you really do need people in your life. And, you know, having I don't need you attitude and I can do it all by myself, and, you know, this is who I am, and if you don't like me, you know, that kind of attitude for me in the long run, it's not gonna pay off in the end. Just based on how like I have to handle myself now as, you know, an older woman who wants to go into, not that I'm old, not that your age even matters honestly, but I'm older, I'm matured enough to know better is what I'm getting at. Where it's like I don't want to conduct myself a certain way when it's pertaining business. Like, that's one journey that at least I am embarking upon. I can't, you know, again, speak for anybody else, but I have to learn discipline. I have to learn how to like say, okay, well, you know, I could go out, it's a Friday night, I would love that, but no, I have to sacrifice and be here and, you know, communicate with you guys and be here. And that's the woman I want to be. I want to be the woman that can make the necessary sacrifices, because that's going to say a lot in the end for, you know, my character and how I work and how I structure and how I run my business. Like, it means a lot to me that I can do it. I have the discipline now. Before, I don't know in my 20s if I could have been as strong, because I was not necessarily influenced, but I was always down. Like, I was just like, I'm a chill girl. Like, I'm always down to have fun. Like, there's no way I'm gonna miss out on having fun. I never felt pressured, you know, because I actually was having fun. But now that I'm older, it would feel like pressure. Like, I would get anxiety. Like, don't ask me to go anywhere at this point, because I rather work. I rather be at work. I don't want to, you know, choose partying over, you know, creating something that could be so great and I can party later in life now. I'm gonna go on with Too Faced in the shade Mocha, the concealer, and I'm gonna add a little bit to the little dark areas of my cheeks and a little bit to the nose. I didn't want this to really be a super lengthy video. The last couple of videos I put out, I know that they were super lengthy, but I feel very passionate about certain things, and I feel like that's more important that I convey this message. And I try not to think about the time, but I also try not to make it intentionally long. So I apologize if it is. For me, it's not that I don't go out anymore. It's just like, you know, you got to start picking and choosing what is important, what isn't important anymore. And I feel like a lot of times, you know, people don't want to give up their old life. They want to still live in the past and be like, oh yeah, I still got it, girl. I still got it. Like, at the end of the day, for me at least, and you know, no shade to anybody that, again, that is doing this. I'm just saying, as I've gotten older, this is my experience, so I'm not attacking anybody, but you know, as I've gotten older, going out, still trying to seem like I have it is just not on my to-do list, like, at all. You know, I'm proud that I'm old enough to not care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when somebody wants to be like, oh, well, you do blah, 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 and then you know how you feel like you gotta defend yourself. Like, I'm past that defending myself stage, and that's why I'm like, you know, I'm proud that I'm becoming this woman. And becoming the person you want to be, becoming the woman you want to be, is so important. It's so important to know that about yourself, because everybody that's around you will either look at you and either be intimidated or completely understand you, and they'll be your people. But those who don't, those are the ones you have to worry about. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why you have to build up who you are and be secure and not need someone to have your back. You're good. You know who you are. You know where you come from. And I'm sure people probably think I have changed. You know, because I don't do certain things anymore. I don't go certain places anymore. Like, I'm sure people think that I've changed, and honestly, that's fine. I'm glad you think that way. I'm just not gonna deal with certain things anymore, and I have boundaries, where in my 20s I didn't have boundaries. I don't know, went with everything that went on. If it didn't bother me, if it didn't affect me, I didn't have an issue with it. And that's how I felt about a lot of stuff, where really I should have been a little more offended and I should have been upset, but I don't know, I was just in a weird place in my life where a lot of things just did not bother me. Like, a lot of things did not bother me. And I don't know if because I had a sense of like, this isn't my life, like I'm not about to be dealing with this. I don't know if I was just disconnected. Or I mean, of course, a sense of myself always knew I wasn't going to stay that person, but it's so important to just like, you know, just make sure you are aware of who you are at the end of the day. Like, be woke to that. I can't even stress that, like, literally anymore. Just be woke to who you are, guys. So, gotta be kind of careful with your eye shadow primers, not to get them too thick. Karma, some of these, yeah, it's Karma. So I'm gonna start with Karma's, because it's kind of hard to read. But anyway, I'm gonna start with Karma, and I'm gonna start working that in the center here, and then I'm gonna diffuse it with this color up here a little bit. So you guys, if I'm like talking too much, that's just kind of what I'm up to, so you guys can see it. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, this is it, honey. I want to be and I think it's important that you do it as well. Like, ask yourself, like, who do you want to be and why? You know, like, who do you aspire to be? And if it's nobody, then, you know, what is your goals? What are your intentions, you know, for later on in life? Because the things that are happening right now is so temporary, and you have to be willing to plan for your future. And at least for me, that's where I'm at in life. I want to plan for the person that I want to be, and I have to always be willing to understand, like, how I conduct myself will affect, you know, businesses and partnerships I have. So I'm learning how to just kind of like reel things in and not let my emotions always take, you know, a hold, because I am a little emotional from time to time when it depends on the situation. And I have to be able to be honest with myself and like check that. Like, why do you do that? That's not going to be beneficial. And if it was a business transaction, I would lose the deal because I'm letting the wrong things influence my decisions. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, it's important to know, you know, what you want to do. It's important to understand where you're going and who you are, because you'll get confused, you'll get lost. This world definitely does not care about you. This world will eat you alive. And you know, we don't have nice people in this world, you know, at all. They don't care about you as much as this world pretends to care, and they seem like they break their backs for us. They don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nasty world. And I say that because it's so true. And I used to think my mom was crazy when she would say things like, you know, oh, you know, you think you know, but people is something else. Wait till they envy you, or wait for this to happen, or wait for that to happen. You'll start seeing people for who they are, and believe them when they tell you. When they start showing you, you know, who they really are, believe them. Using my heat palette for this one here, and I'm just going to be using Below, which is this like cream color here, and I'm going to be adding it right here in the eye. Just kind of make it a little flesh tone, if that makes sense. Beautiful. Love it. So now that that's done, I'm going to actually go in with Galaxy, and I'm going to tap this onto the eye. So I'm going to be using my mirror down here actually. This is so gorgeous. Like, it makes me so sick. Whew. I know I'm supposed to be talking about this subject, but I'm going to get back to it. I promise. I haven't forgot. I just put makeup all over my hand. It's okay. No biggie. No biggie. Oh, this is so pretty. Very light. I love this kind of like style of makeup because it's so light. I have been told that, you know, oh, Rebecca, you talk different. And, you know, something I feel that everyone should be doing, and every woman should already know this, but it's code switching. Code switching, if you don't know what that means, is how you speak. So when I'm at home and I'm relaxed, I speak completely different than I would when I'm at work, or when I'm talking to colleagues, or when I'm doing professional work, like when I'm doing business with other sponsorships. I have to, you know, be a certain way with them. I can't be like, what's up? You know, I can't be giving homegirl vibes, you know. So there's just things that as I'm getting older, I have expectations of myself and the character that I leave, what impressions I leave on people, if that makes sense. I was younger, but now that I'm older, I can do better. I can, you know, become a better version of me now, and I don't have to apologize because I want more for myself. I should never have to do that with anyone. Hence why I don't have a whole lot of people now around me, because it was important that I got to know who I was again, and not let anybody try to make me feel like I've done something wrong because I've taken time to figure me out. Be selfish, rightfully so. I'm definitely not like one of those people who are like, I'm just into myself so much that I can't see both sides of, you know, perspective of people and what people may perceive of me. Like, I also have to be steadfast and secure in who I am to say, it doesn't matter what you think of me. I know who I am. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like halfway dressed. I got my lashes on, and I went ahead and put on my wig. I'm going to go in with my MAC with Chestnut and start on these lips. My lip liner, I'm going to go in with Maybelline. This is Maple Kiss. So I'm going to be using this. Just a little bit. honey waffle as a topper. This is gonna be so cute. Oh yeah, I knew I was gonna love it. Waffles of the cheeks, so pretty. Love this color. Doesn't get any better than Pat. It's a yellow gold, so it's really, really pretty. It's very, very light, very natural looking. Very, I love, love, love. Like the formula, you can tell it's very like, it's expensive because it just comes on like iridescently. It doesn't like cake, it doesn't look dry. So, just right there. If you guys can see that. I don't know, this look is giving me definitely like 60s vibe because, you know, I get passionate and I just go off on a tangent. So I'm sorry, disclaimer guys. But I hope that this helped someone again out there, and I don't really care how many people watch. I'm kind of over the views. I mean, I would love engagement. I would love for you guys to communicate and tell me what you liked about this video, and if it helped you at all. Because for me, I know like going through life as a young woman, it's not easy. No one gives us direction. No one tells us how to live our lives. No one says that, you know, marriage can wait, kids can wait. No one tells us that. We're told to, you know, basically hurry up and pop out kids and live up to these standards that we didn't even set for ourselves. You know, we now got to catch up to this world that says that we have to do it by their book. I say this to hopefully help someone out there looking for answers, looking to just kind of like figure out who they are, you know.